Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and in this video, we are going to make some keto pancakes. This is a recipe that I worked on with one of my viewers, Aaron Bailey. Now, if that name rings a bell, it's because he submitted one of the best bread recipes that I do in the best bread chaffle video, which I'll link to right up here. Before we get going, I want to talk a little bit about ingredients. There are a fair number of ingredients in this recipe, and you may be wondering about substitutions. It took quite a few iterations for Aaron and I to get this recipe where we wanted it, in terms of taste and texture. As a result, I'm inclined to say the recipe is what it is. If you want to make any substitutions, you do so at your own risk. Also, this recipe does contain oat fiber, so if you're one of the people that feel that that just isn't keto, I'm sorry. Call it a low-carb pancake then. I'm calling it keto. Additionally, if you are counting total carbs, these are still a little bit carby at about 8 grams of total carbs per pancake, 3 grams net per pancake. But I promise you, 2 of these with a side of bacon or sausage, you're going to be full. So with that, let's get to making some pancakes. Starting with our dry ingredients, we have 1 cup or 108 grams of almond flour. Next, we have 1 tablespoon or 6 grams of oat fiber, 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of coconut flour, 1 tablespoon of collagen powder. You can use flavored or unflavored. I'm using the Perfect Keto Salted Caramel because I like the flavor, but by no means do you need to. 1/4 cup or 16 grams of unflavored whey protein isolate, 1.5 tablespoons of the sweetener of your choice, that's 16 grams. I'm using Boca Sweet. A teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt, and lastly, 1/2 tablespoon of guar gum. This may be my new favorite thickener. In the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be doing another one of my kitchen science videos on various thickeners. And I'm starting to think that guar gum is going to be my new favorite, at the very least for baking. Unlike xanthan gum, you don't get that sort of slimy sort of feel out of it. It's a really nice thickener, and I think one that I'm going to be using a lot in the future. And whisk your dry ingredients together to combine. We'll set this aside and do our wet ingredients. 2 large eggs at room temperature, which we'll then whisk. To this we will add 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of avocado oil or ghee. Then we have 1/4 cup or 67 grams of sour cream, full fat. A 1/2 cup of almond milk or the milk of your choice. That's 118 milliliters. And finally, 1/2 tablespoon or 7.5 milliliters of vanilla extract. Whisk together our wet ingredients. Then we'll add our wet ingredients to our dry. And whisk into a batter. And we'll set this aside while we preheat our griddle. For my griddle, I try and shoot for about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be 177 Celsius. And it doesn't hurt to have one of these temperature guns just to check the calibration. I've got my griddle, this electric griddle, set to 300 Fahrenheit, and it is reading 354. Our batter is going to make 6 pancakes. Each one is about 1/4 cup in size. I'm using a number 12 disher because I find that that is pretty much the perfect size. Actually, I think I even got a bonus pancake out of this batch. Now we'll let these go for about 4 minutes until you start to see some drying around the edges. It's been 4 minutes, let's flip some pancakes. Ooh, look at that color. Perfect. And we'll go about 4 more minutes on side number 2. It's been 4 minutes on side 2. I'd say these are looking pretty good. A little butter and syrup. Incidentally, next week I will be doing a review of all of the Chalk Zero syrups, so stay tuned for that. Here we go. It took a lot of work for us to get this texture nailed down. The pancakes are thick, but they're not dense. They're not crumbly. They're nice, moist, and cake-like. And the taste, I will bet you about anything, you could put this in front of a non-keto person, they would not know that this is a low-carb pancake. Now, if you've been using birch benders or Carb Quick to make pancakes, prepare to have your world changed. These are some legitimate pancakes. And once again, I want to thank Aaron Bailey for working with me on this idea. He really started the recipe, and then we just went back and forth doing different iterations until eventually we got it. It was a lot of fun working with him. So thank you, Aaron. And if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to help support the Serious Keto Test Kitchen, click that join button and see what membership options are all about. Thanks for watching.